And a few words at the beginning of the session on the topic of dana. And as we all know, the Buddhist teachings are traditionally offered freely and continue to be transmitted and made available by this practice that is called dana. And this practice of dana by nature is inclusive, meaning no one is excluded for lack of resources to participate in receiving a teaching. And as well, we are encouraged to practice giving according to our ability to do so. So today, just a reminder that our Insight Dialogue teachers and facilitators are not paid to offer practice. They depend on the generosity of practitioners to support their ability to share the teachings. So if you should feel moved to offer dana, Nancy will post a link in the chat at the end of the session, and you can offer dana to a specific teacher, facilitator, to the Sangha Teachers Fund, or to the Monastic Fund, or to the Insight Dialogue community in general. So we welcome you here today, and Mary and Teresa, if you would introduce yourselves to our Sangha today, that would be lovely. And thank you both so much for your generosity already expressed in your preparations for today. Thank you.
Thanks, Anita. Thanks, Nancy. I can begin the introduction, and then Teresa will offer some of her experience, what brings her here. I am long time, I guess, 20 years practitioner of Insight Dialogue. And I have been teaching Insight Dialogue as well, online and on retreat for more than a decade now. And I have also, much to my surprise, been part of administrative teams within the Insight Dialogue community, within our Sangha. Administration is not my natural inclination, hence I'm surprised at my involvement, but my love of this practice and the spiritual friendships that have grown on these service teams actually keeps me involved in a way that means I don't simply live and teach the practice, but I have community engagement that invites me into the wholeness and the fullness of this relational practice. So I come to you with quite a rich experience with Insight Dialogue, and yeah, that might be enough before I hand it to you, Teresa, how you come to this practice.
So thank you, Mary, Anita, and Nancy, for creating this space. And probably I'm a novelty for many of you. I was born in Italy, but I left Italy 37 years ago, and since then I've been a nomad. And now I'm living in a retreat center in Portugal, where I offer practices. And I came, so I practice since 1985, and I moved to be here for the love of this practice and my generosity for the teachers that are also sitting here, like Gregory and Mary. And yeah, I met Insight Dialogue in my search for finding relational care. And I was practicing for so many years, and yet I wasn't able to infuse also my speech with these qualities. And so I found in Insight Dialogue a useful or a very rich a practice which is really offering this opportunity for me to be a living expression of the Dharma. And so it has been an adventure since 2016 when I came in contact with the practice, and then I went to a retreat with Gregory and Mary, and since then I never left. And now I ask gently to Mary to take me under her wings, and so here I am offering this practice today, and it's the start of a new journey. 2023 couldn't be more auspicious. So thank you for being present, and for listening, and for offering your relational care. So I think we move on by, if there is nothing else, Mary, you would like to add.
Just that you and I choosing to teach this together, it's the nature of dana. We want to. Our hearts freely want to step into this, and to have Anita and Nancy freely here to support us. You know, we begin in this spirit of dana, and that offers just a sense of ease and interest in this, sharing this teaching project with you right now, Teresa. So, yeah. Should we settle a little bit more into our practice together today?
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
I was going to offer just that little bit about one of the more beautiful gifts of dana is this aspiration to offer one another freedom from fear. That's a big, big offering. And whenever there is that sense of freedom from fear, when there is ease, how beautiful that can be, to find the defenses, individual and social, just falling away. Safety with other human beings is one of the greater gifts. And today in our practice, well supported by the 5 precepts and our human understanding of how wise we can be, how absolutely tender, vulnerable we can be, that we take care with our partners to be wise and tender and vulnerable in our speech. And with ourselves, there's that wisdom of we want to come to the edge, to discovery. And we also want to take care that we're cultivating our meditative practice. And so that intensity level, we choose wisely as we meditate together, as we listen together, and see if in this holding, in this gathering of spiritual friends, our hearts can open in safety and in joy together. And that we allow ourselves to discover what hasn't been known before. These Insight Dialogue guidelines are available. The more we call on them, the more available they are. And when we offer them to ourselves, they're naturally available for our partner. When we pause body-mind receives it, the relational space receives. So we can enjoy this gift of building this safe space as best we can. Teresa, what feels right next?
Yeah, maybe allowing to gentle slide into the practice. And as you listen to the bell, you gently invite the body to find a posture where you can be at ease. And as you receive the sound of the bell, so you receive also the sensations of the body sitting. You might start by grounding the feet, the sitting bones, allowing presence in your spine. And as you are sitting here, the guideline pause start to become alive. You might allow a deep breath if that's okay for you. And gently sliding into your own presence, the gift of your own presence. And the guideline pause also offers an opportunity to slow down, to notice. It's an opportunity to step out of your habitual thinking, grasping, remembering. The pause is allowing the spaciousness of your own presence and silence. And knowing that you always have a choice between the loud voice of the mind and the silence, the spaciousness of the pause. And pausing means also to cultivate awareness, connection, and wise attention. Awareness of the breath, of your body sitting. And wise attention to your inner world, feelings, thoughts. And the pause offers choice. And as we move into this gentle investigation into what's present, we invite the second guideline, relax. An invitation to be receptive and softening the resistance, this passion from the habit of clinging. Pausing and relaxing into this investigation. All this infused by the silence and the quality or generosity of your own listening, listening to yourself. And we continue infusing the practice with this generosity of listening by opening the sensitive body to acknowledge what's present. And as I'm sitting here, I sense the ground, the wood on the ground. And here I received the generosity of people that were working to construct this house. So listening with this sensitive body as you are sitting, and the generosity of the chair, the generosity of the walls around. Pausing over and over to acknowledge the generosity of each breath. No simple thing to breathe. And as we are sitting here in this contemplation of generosity, the invitation is to notice the ordinary and noticing how this is actually quite extraordinary. A gentle investigation of how we are surrounded by generosity. And the mind and the heart softens. And you can continue acknowledging with this body-mind, listening from the sensitive body. How is nature manifested in this place you are just sitting? Nature in your body, the breath, the air, the fire, the space, manifestation of nature in this body sitting. An incredible intelligence of nature being alive throughout your body. Wherever you are. So listening from the sensitive body, how is to sit here and acknowledging the generosity of this body sitting, knowing how to sit, how to breathe, how to digest, how to function. And the openness allows the sensitive body to reach out gently, as it is possible in this moment, to acknowledge the nature surrounding this body. And whatever is present is a transformation of nature and intelligence of humans to provide care, to provide protection, to provide ease. As I was taking a shower just before this sitting, I noticed the generosity of my towel drying my body. So simple, and yet extraordinary. The gentleness of the towel around my body, without clinging, without becoming attached to that. I noticed the generosity of simple things, and the heart was softening. We can pause in every moment and acknowledge that incredible intelligence of objects, nature. And if you prefer, you could pause a few moments to slide into the dance, while you're still appreciating, cultivating the quality of mudita, appreciating the generosity of nature, which is expressed in whatever surrounds you. And continuing with the intentions of humans to transform nature in for providing care. So we're gently moving into the first contemplation, which is going to be an opportunity to share with your co-meditator how is to sit, to acknowledge the generosity of nature, speaking and listening from the sensitive body. And again, as Mary shared, we provide a relational space which is infused with care and attention, wise attention. We'll be invited into the breakout rooms with a partner. We'll arrive, we take a short pause. You decide who is going to speak first, who is going to listen first. 4 minutes first speakers, 4 minutes second speakers. And then we have 8 minutes of open dialogue, and this is always a meditative practice. It's not a conversation. Listening and speaking from this place of offering to each other care. Almost celebrating the generosity of nature in this moment as you're sitting in this room. You'll be supported by the guideline pause, relax. Bringing curiosity to what's emerging in this moment as you contemplate the generosity of nature. And nothing is simple enough to acknowledge this great gift. Yeah, so I invite Nancy and Anita to open breakout rooms, and I can go in a room as we have an odd number. Yes. And then after the practice, we come back into the main room and Mary will guide the next contemplation. So may you be supported by the guideline.
And the banners will let you know when we change roles. This is how the numbers worked. And this transition back to the main room. You can pause and receive what you've been cultivating with your partner. What might be growing in your heart mind as you share the abundance, the giving that is so present in the natural world and between humans. Those we know, those we don't. Just this flow of giving. And when we can receive, that beautiful flow, giving, receiving, one making the other more deeper, more possible. You noticed you each had time as separate speakers to have a listener. And then when you were in open dialogue, that flow between you, where there was speaking the truth and there was listening deeply, how that continued. We'd like to send you back into your breakout rooms. I forget the timing on this. Separate speakers, separate 4, 4, and 8 again. And this time, see that? She just gave me the information I wanted. Did you notice that? I faltered there with the numbers, and Nancy just held up her fingers to offer the cue that I needed. Giving that is just so spontaneous. How beautiful that is. And when it comes in the form of deep listening, when you're experiencing yourself in practice and you notice that your partner is actually attuning, poised and listening and attentive, and there's that sense of actually being received. And then sometimes when words are spoken, there's that sense of hearing that this individual actually listened. There's a way where we can receive ourselves more deeply also. So your next contemplation is when the giving is in the form of listening, the gifts of a listener. When you have experienced that listener, or in the moment that you're in practice, when you attend to your partner and you're aware of being listened to, what happens in your heart mind? What is it like to receive that gift of giving ear, of someone listening? That's your contemplation. Call on the guidelines, support your practice, feel thoroughly and deeply when the giving is listening. What grows within you, what grows between you. I believe we have all returned to the main room. So back in our big Dhamma hall, our virtual Dhamma hall together. Feel how mindfulness comes with you. How you can pause again and cultivate mindfulness. And this shift from a single partner into this large group. Take the time to pause and receive what this change is like. All these images, if you can see them on your screen. You might find your partner's image, and what's it like to find that partner and see that partner, and somehow the touch of what you created together, what you cultivated together. And let that, the goodness of that be a nourishment as we continue our practice. Dana, giving. And the way that the life force we experience is this ongoing giving through life and death that gives and transforms. And the way that when there is giving and a receiving, something can grow between. Just this flow that we can on purpose create between us as we give listening and offer words that are true, that fit in the moment. So we'd like to just not get any more complicated than we have been. What is it like to be in the middle of this living that is about giving, energy transforming, the aggregates of experience, this human body form, this practice of Dhamma that brings us together, gives wisdom, gives compassion, that aims us, we hope, toward human goodness. And how in this giving ear, in this deep listening that you've been experiencing with one another, what the gift of listening offers today in this practice, and maybe overall, this gift of listening we can offer it to ourselves, we can offer it to others. That gift, that giving, that receiving. It's a big menu for our last, about 15 minutes together. So pause and allow yourself to receive internally what's true that you might offer to all of us, what gifts you've been receiving in this giving and this giving of listening in particular. And we can all give this gift of just listening, open-hearted, deep listening to one another.
Sincere wish that all beings everywhere, ourselves included, may we and all beings be safe. May we be protected from inner and outer harm. May we be well. May our bodies serve us. May we be happy and content. May we and all beings live with joy and ease. May our practice serve toward the liberation of all beings everywhere, without exception. May there be peace. May there be peace. May there be peace.